Hey guys, what's up guys? Whew, it is hot in this house. I've been out at dinner and it's hot. Okay guys, so my name is Jason. This is Ray of Light Tarot. We're going to do it to it. We're going to have a good time tonight and we are going to do some mini readings because the intuition is connected and on point. I have a little list working tonight and it's wide open for you. So if you would like to be added to tonight's list, you'll want to send 22.22. That's $22.22 to the Cash App, which is listed in the description of this video. It's $, Ray of Light Tarot, all one word. $, Ray of Light Tarot, all one word. And I need to get out of this jacket now that I'm sitting down and home because I need to. Hello, Moran. Hello, Scotty. Nice to see you. Sparky. Actually, Sparky is at the top of the list. Hey, Sparky. So right now I've got you at the top of the list, Sparky. And then I've got Jessica next. Guys, the list is open. If you want to get on the list and get a mini reading, we're going to have a good time tonight. Before we do that, though, I want to talk to you guys about what's going on with the Manicare Foundation. The Manicare Foundation is the place I was telling you guys about 6 weeks ago in Sri Lanka. And the woman who runs the foundation, her name is Joy. And she's just a lovely person. And Joy really, I mean, she has a lot of sort of human angels who come to her to help her. But she does run it for the most part by herself and on donations. And the foundation is really a beautiful place. And it's run by beautiful people. It helps beautiful people. It just is a beautiful thing all around. You can look at them up on Facebook, Manicare Foundation, MANACARE Foundation. Her Givey, the way to donate to them, $1, $5, whatever you want to do, is listed in the description here, and you're welcome to send to them. You know, even €1 or €5 really helps them a lot. Yep, Manicare Foundation. She's building a lot of things. She's building some outdoor, I guess, like gardens for the elderly and handicapped to be able to walk through, like aroma gardens, I guess, for people to smell. That there are some blind people and handicapped people that she feeds. She's also doing like a compost, and that's helping a lot. But they are always in need, so it is always very helpful and very appreciated if you can help them. So that's something I wanted to mention. What else was I going to talk about? I raced home and I can't remember everything I wanted to tell you guys about. Anyway, she messaged me and was just saying, you know, thank you so much. Hold on. I didn't see, when did you send that to PayPal? I checked it a little while ago. I'll go back and check it. That's fine. The PayPal that's listed, if you send it there, that's fine. I just have to verify it. But that is wonderful. That's fine. What was I going to tell you? So yeah, she really appreciates it. She's been doing just some really cool things, and she's just so appreciative of all the help. So anyway, the list is open for those of you who would like to be added to the list for a reading. We've got Sparky, Jessica, Darcy, Julene, and Mel's so far. And what we kind of do, there's a little list. We kind of just go by, in the message earlier today, you said you'd be giving a twin flame. I am going to do a twin, thank you for reminding me. I am going to do a twin flame energy update. I need to take this jacket off. We're going to do that. And we're also, so with the mini readings, there's a little list here. Usually people kind of come in as they're able, and so we'll just call the names out when I'm ready for each person. And if you're here and they're not, we'll probably end up doing it like that. So, okay, yes, these are the people. The list I'm reading from are the people that I've already verified payment. So I'm going to go verify your payment before I get yours. But yeah, you'll be added to the list as well once I verify the payment. I'll get you added for sure, and nobody will be skipping you. Those are the ones from earlier. So okay, what we're gonna do is, yeah, I want to do a little bit of an energy update for Twin Souls, just sort of a collective check-in, because there's been, like, I have felt a great deal of I don't want to say turmoil because that sounds like such a negative term and it sounds like, drama or fighting. But there's been just a lot of transitional energy. That's the right word. It feels like a lot's happening. So I'm doing a cleanse right now. And even though I went to dinner, I can't eat. I was drinking water with lemon at dinner, and but I wanted to go. It was something special, and it was nice to be around the people. But it made it very easy for me to check out early, because there's no good food for me at the place. So hello, readings are open. Erica, get on the list. We're doing 22.22 for readings. The list is open. Yes. 2222. Hey, Stacy, nice to see you. Yeah, hit that like button, spread the love. Okay, so transition. I did a reading for Libra for July earlier. It threw me off schedule. I was just about to get ready to go to dinner, and I just felt this. It was like something came over me and was like, Libra needs this. And so I did the reading for Libra in place of actually a personal reading that I still have to get done. I'm still catching up on those, the extended personal readings. But I did that and I don't regret it. I'll tell you, there's so much happening right now I'm going to tell you guys also here in Florida. One of the reasons I went out tonight is because I have a feeling things are going to really shut down here pretty quick. The COVID-19 is spiking here. I mean, really spiking here. If you live in Florida, do not go. I really don't think you should go out without a face mask and have your antibacterial hand stuff, sanitizer nearby. It's just spreading like crazy right now. COVID-19 everywhere. Like people are dropping like flies. So I feel like a lot's about to shut down again. And I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. So I really was like, oh, I'm going for tonight. Yeah, Sparky. In fact, where you are I don't know about New York State, but New York City has put a quarantine on people. Like if Florida residents, such as myself, if I was to choose to travel to New York right now, to New York City, I would be required to quarantine for 14 days before being in the general public in New York City. So can you believe that? That's pretty crazy. Wow, Erica. In AZ, is it spiking right now too? Okay, Erica, I'll get you added to the list too. I'm going to just kind of go through the list in just a second. I do want to pull some cards for the collective Twin Souls. PayPal is fine, guys. You can send it via PayPal or Cash App. I prefer Cash App. If you're in the United States, there's really not an excuse not to download Cash App because it's such a great app. It's better than any of the other payment apps. If you're international though, and you have to, you can use PayPal. But yeah, if you're in the US, take 2 minutes and download Cash App. You're going to use it a lot. It's a great app and it's really it's newer, but you're going to be glad. It's way better than like Venmo. It's private, unlike Venmo, but it's also easier to use than any of the others. Good. Ooh, 200 cases. Wow. I need to get some glasses on so I can see what the hell y'all are saying without having to squint like an old man. There we go. I'm so sorry. I feel your stress. Well, it's not really stress. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, right? And so, hey, Z, it doesn't stress me out. I mean, my stress is more about I'm feeling, sometimes when I go live, I connect to the energy on the other side of the camera. So a couple of you out there may be depressed or stressed out about your love life or something coming in here. And I think I might be picking up on that, but I'm not really stressed about my life or COVID-19. It's just sort of one of those things where it's like, so, but I have not been feeling great myself. And I'm like, knock on wood, I have to be honest with you guys. I've got a little bit of a cough. I'm not feeling 100% and I'm kind of scared about that. That is a little stressful with everything going on, I am asthmatic and I haven't had to use like a rescue inhaler or anything for years, but I have had that problem. It's not asthma, more like a chronic bronchitis when I was younger and smoked cigarettes. Now I vape and it doesn't seem to bother me, but it's been kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah, last time I did the cleanse, I did get a cough also. So it could be connected to my body cleansing. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So what I'm going to do, yeah, a lot of people seem to really like the Libra reading. I'm glad it resonated. Thank you, Stacy. That's so sweet. You're very kind to say that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I agree, Jody. We're all going to be fine. We're all going to be all right. Scott, where are you at, Scott? Yeah. Stay positive. So for the feminine, there he is. I can't wait to watch the Libra read. Yeah, you'll enjoy it, Stacy. So for the feminine right now, your guidance. This isn't necessarily feminines. This isn't necessarily an energy report. This is more of a guidance. The energy is the next part of this. Your guidance is the mouse spirit, which is about tending to details, tending to things that seem like small things, being in the details, focusing on the little things. Card number 40. So this is about your own healing, your own personal healing, and how it's going to project out onto the connection and assist the connection and help your connection heal as well. But right now it's about focusing on you, the little things. I'm getting like health-wise, diet, we were just talking about cleanse, things like that, okay? And then, so for the masculine, what you're getting is the cat spirit. So your guidance is to claim your independence. So, this really applies to, for those of you Libras, who, from the reading earlier, for those of you Libras whose masculine is kind of trapped in a connection with a karmic, right? If he's like, if you have a masculine who's trapped in a connection with a karmic, the masculine is being guided to claim their independence. So again, that energy of needing to break free of that box that they're being put in and that they've allowed themselves to be put in by their connection. Okay. And they've got the number 4. 13 that's a 4. And again, so you're mirroring each other in this way. Yours is coming from a 40 and theirs is coming from a 13, but it's still two 4s. So there's mirroring in sort of subtle ways that you kind of have to look for, but it's still there, even in great separation, which a lot of you are. Now, as far as the actual energy report for the two of you, you're getting air energy, which is the dragonfly spirit, because my twin soul, he's a Gemini. And for him, I always, when I see for him, like in personal readings, when I see a dragonfly for him, I've learned to associate a dragonfly, air, and also Gemini specifically. So with this dragonfly spirit, there's strong Gemini energy that comes through for me. It doesn't have anything to do if your person is not a Gemini. It doesn't matter. This is this is the feminine energy, sorry. But I was just talking about masculine. This is for the feminine though. So you've got the dragonfly spirit for your actual energy. And it's about seeing the truth in things. So again, even though your guidance is about getting into the details and attending to the small things, you're also being guided and being told that you're seeing the truth in things, right? You're really seeing the details and the truth in everything. And that's card number 22, which is also a 4. The masculine in this is the elephant spirit, right? Which there's a few things here. There's that gentle giant energy of an elephant. So the masculine is probably learning how to rein in their energy a little bit and not be so overwhelming or forceful in the way they communicate with people. Especially if they're an air sign, that communication can be a little harsh and kind of not so heart-based. So this person is definitely learning to do that. They've got card number 25. That's a 7. That 7, is a special number, especially that in Judeo-Christian traditions, it's a holy number of completion. 7 deadly sins, 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit, 7 days of the week, blah, blah, blah. We can go on and on. The 7, though, is it's a miraculous number. A lot of people consider 7 to be a lucky number. What I get from this, that their number is 25, i.e. 7, and they're in this elephant spirit, is it's kind of, to me, about their capability for leading, for charging, But also the message here, learn from the past. You know, elephants have amazing memories. I don't know if any of you, if any of you have ever seen the movie Water for Elephants. Jason, you are so into, that's why I do what I do. Thank you, Sparky. I don't know if any of you ever saw the movie Water for Elephants. Elephants have such long memories. I mean, look how big their heads are. Their brains are huge. Well, they have really long memories. They can remember, I think elephants can remember farther back than humans can in their lifetime, right? They may even be able to remember back into the womb, which is pretty crazy. Can you imagine being able to remember when you were in your mother's womb? It'd be pretty cool, right? Elephants, it has been talked about, may be able to do that. Now, what this is really about is this person, no matter how, what you need to understand is this is confirmation for those of you in a long separation who have been in a long separation with your twin soul, your masculine. They are not so much in the present or future. They're really in the past still. They have not forgotten you. There's no such thing as forgetting your twin soul. It just doesn't happen. But not only have they not forgotten you, they are really, let me get this jacket off. Sorry, guys. They're really in the energy of, you know, missing you. Look at that. I'm like sweating. They're really in the energy of thinking about the past, missing you, missing your kindness, missing your love, missing the sort of, there's a certain level of certainty and real comfort and comfort and certainty that comes from that twin soul connection. You know, if you're a twin soul, the level of comfort that comes from having that connection and the confirmation of having someone that truly sees you and knows you like nobody else. I mean, I don't know about you, but nobody could know me the way my twin soul knows me, and nobody could also love me that way. I know that. It's just not possible. No one will ever know me to that extent that he does or love me in the same way he does. It's just the way it is. And so you all have that, those of you who are on that journey, you have that same connection, and it's beautiful, and you know it, right? Let me see. I'm trying to find some glasses that'll work for me, guys. Amen to that. All right, so that's what we've got for the energies for the twin souls. I'm going to start. Right, you love your twin soul and vice versa, the way you love yourself, which sometimes you don't even love yourself properly. So maybe that's why you're not loving them properly. And vice versa. But ultimately, that's the key to the relationship. That's the key to the connection. Great. Thank you, Stephanie. Guys, hang on 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. Stephanie, I had to go and I got a notification from you. I had to go and accept your payment. Sometimes it does that when I have like a new person come in. Like if a new person sends it, I have to actually accept the payment. I don't know why it does that, but I've got you guys on the list. And Moran, I will get you added as well above them. Don't worry. I'm going to check that too in just a moment. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start tonight with, hey, Julene, nice to see you. I'm going to start with Sparky. Are you ready, Sparky? And by the way, guys, as far as the tarot, I'm using the Morgan Greer tarot. This is just the one that's in my hand, and I feel like using it. It's a great deck. I love it. Gives me good guidance. And I used it on my, you know, I don't read for myself very often, but I used it for myself like late last night, and it was really good. I felt super intense connection. So it really doesn't matter what deck you use if you're connected. That's the point. What is on the horizon for Sparky in the month of July? Sparkadotus. I love you, Darcy. I love you, Darcy. What's on the horizon for Sparky, you guys? There it is. Okay. Three of Cups is here in reverse as your overall energy. So it's kind of the opposite of collaboration. You may need to spend some time if you have been collaborating with people, or for some reason this feels like girl time, like going out for drinks. If you have been doing any of that, or you've been getting invited to do something like that, pull back from it a little bit. It may not be the time for that. Maybe it's because of the stuff we were talking about with communicable disease. I don't know. But for some reason you're being guided to sort of back away from the celebratory energy just a little bit. And I know 4th of July is coming up, guys, and here in America, that's what we do. I know here, I live at the beach in Florida, and it's a party. 4th of July is crazy. This year is going to be a little different, I imagine. Just kind of refrain from collaborations, at least in just the immediate future. You're being guided to kind of pull that energy back. Now, you are being guided to put the work into something, because you have the 8 of Pentacles here, but it's more about solitary effort and doing the work in private, right? Putting the work in private. And when I think, if we're talking just about your actual career, obviously you know what that means. If we're talking about your relationship or like a twin soul, for me, when I see something like that and it's talking about putting the work in private, that to me would be about, because I had to really learn a lesson about doing what I do and helping people heal. It's hard because you want to share with people to help them and share your experience, strength, and hope. But you also have to protect that love and that connection from crazy people and from darkness and a lot of things. And so there's sort of a balance you have to find. This to me would be about like doing deep meditation work and also concentrating on sending your twin soul or soulmate or whoever, divine counterpart, healing white light, unconditional love, that type of thing, whilst being detached as possible from picking up their energy when they're suffering and what they're going through. Okay. But yeah, just in general, whatever this is for you, when it comes to putting in the work, yes, effort is good, but don't do your work in secret. Okay. Do your work in secret. Don't share with a lot of people. And it's not because a lot of people have negative or bad intentions. It's not that. But when you share with people, whether they have good intentions, bad intentions, or anywhere in between, they put their intentions on things. You don't want other people putting their energy into something, so don't share with them. And they can't. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. So it's not about being offended by anyone. It's just some things need to be held close, and other people don't need to know the details of what's happening in that situation. Okay? So that goes for work and relationship. Darcy. And then you've got the Emperor card here. Again, what's interesting about the Emperor card, this is very strong Aries energy, and it is about accomplishment. It's about knowing what you want, going after it, but also doing it in a very methodical way. I don't see or feel a lot of action here. Look, the Emperor sits on his throne. He puts out feelers for things, and he has people go out and do things that he needs to have done, but he doesn't have to move off of his tush, his sexy little bubble butt. He's got a nice little cushion and he sits on it. And why is that? Because he has confidence in not only himself, but he has confidence in the people that he puts his faith in. Okay? That's important. Now, you've also got Queen of Swords. Let's go into why you're getting the Queen of Swords here. Again, yes, for the bubble butts, right? Yeah, I have a story. Well, I probably shouldn't share that. Sometimes I just think everybody's a gay man. Okay, so Queen of Swords here, Sparky. I love you. This is about no BS. Like how it's kind of, it goes back to that old adage of what you think about me is none of my business. I really don't need to know, and I really don't need to care. Now, I know you do, Scotty. I really don't need to know you don't worry about what other people think about you. So I remember when I had the stalker situation go on a year ago, and she was like contacting everyone with the stuff. Somebody came into one of my lives and was like, "Ooh, boy, there's some rumors about you, and they are nasty." And I was like, I don't care. Some of them may even be true. You just can't be concerned what other people think about you. I mean, I would be dead because of the life I led when I was like in active addiction. I was a hot mess. It's like two different people, night and day. And for some reason, I feel like you have some energetic attacks going on from the outside. And I don't know why that is, but it feels like there's people kind of energetically, it may be gossip as simple as that, or it may be something more, but there's something, and it may actually be attached to your soulmate, but there's some energy that you need to really just say, I don't care, keep it out. Psh, no, you are not welcome in this energy space, okay? You can be friendly, but no. Hey, Joyce. So keep that in mind, you know what I mean? And then you've got the Page of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So there's going to be a payoff here. really soon too. I think the minute you sort of enact this advice and this guidance, you get a payoff, right? You get some kind of communication with some, yeah, maybe a little bit. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be alarmist here, but better safe than sorry, right? People can, psychic attacks are real. I've learned that. And I don't know why there are such people that are that evil, but just look at it. The way I look at it is like a hater is really a fan. Because if someone hates you enough to be like obsessed with trying to harm you, that's a fan, sweetie. Like, are you, who made you that important to somebody, right? So if somebody finds you that important that they want to like gossip or whatever about you, well, let them do that and let them waste their energy. But you protect yourself. But the things that are going to come as the result of you doing these things, you're going to see more positive love messages from your soulmate or twin soul, right? Yeah, it means you're doing something right, right? If they're talking about you. You've got a path of victory here, which is beautiful. That wreath kind of does make me think of Christmas, so there could be some things happening between now and December that are going to be really fruitful for your relationship. Nine of Swords reverse says you're coming out of your overthinking, critical. It's beautiful because what I get from this, and so the reason this all seems to tie in, Sparky, is this felt like people. And I was thinking in reverse, it's almost like it's the opposite of happiness, celebration, and like going out for drinks with friends. So it all seems to be like there's people who are not, don't assume everyone has your best interest at heart, or go ahead and assume everyone does have your best interest at heart, but don't give them the opportunity to hurt you if they don't. Don't give them the ammunition to harm you just in case they don't have your best interest, okay? And it's going to pay off really well, you protecting yourself like that. You're going to see an uptick in the love energy between you and your soulmate because it does impact those connections, trust me. Ultimately, though, when there's a true twin soul connection, Spirit doesn't play with the darkness very long and doesn't allow those people to get away with too much. They usually fall really hard when they do fall, so don't worry. Never good to meddle in other people's lives, guys. The list is open, Jane. Welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Sparky. I really appreciate that. Is Jessica F here? Jessica F, come on down. You're next on The Price is Right. I hear from my DM via text every 3 or 4 weeks. However, there's a lot of communication in 5D. I'm telling me it's not time yet. Hey, Deb. Nice to see you. Welcome. I've been feeling a lot of momentum building lately. There is momentum building, yeah. Especially in these DM-DF relationships. Yeah, let's see. Show me the current energies between Jessica and her divine masculine partner. This person has recently changed something about their appearance. Have they told you that? I don't know if it's like they've changed their hair, changed their style, changed their glasses. So they've done something new to their appearance, which is like the sign to you, and the synchronicity or confirmation for you is the person's looking for positive, for newness in their life and to move towards you. Oh. The problem is there's something that he's holding on to from the past that's kind of becoming a little bit of a roadblock. Well, beautiful energy though. Look, you've got the Ten of Pentacles here. So right off the bat, there's a shared interest, like an investment in this connection and a shared interest. There's an awareness between both of you that this is valuable and it's really special. Now, there's a need for healing. I feel like there is going to be healing. You've got the Four of Swords here. Now in this deck, specifically Morgan Grid, the Four of Swords here is very much focused on the headspace. So there's a lot of healing that needs to happen in mindset areas, like the way you think and the way he thinks about the connection, the way you talk, your self-talk. This is all about the mind or sort of a psychological thing. There's a need for healing there, and it's going to happen. Now he's got Knight of Swords. That's a little bit of interesting thing. You may get, it's attached to the Four of Pentacles also, so you may get, and it's not bad, don't get worried, because here's the thing, as this happens, it's going to lead to the Knight of Cups, which is much more loving communication and much more loving delivery of things. So what's going to happen here is he's got to do some healing, and there's got to be, Here's the thing. When someone's a twin soul, you can help them heal. And here's how. By healing yourself. Because you mirror either in similar or opposite ways, you're going to mirror each other. So if this person needs to heal the way they talk, their self-talk, then you can help that by healing your own self-talk. And energetically, that's going to lift them up as well. Okay, so this is for both of you. Now, as you do that, there is going to be a time where there may be some communication in those every 3 or 4 week texts that may not be, it may not feel like the best communication to you, but it is. It's productive, and here's why. Knight of Swords. Look at the blood on that sword too. This person is going to have to express some harsh truths to someone, and they're probably going to choose to express them to you because of your connection. You know them better than they know themselves, or as well as, and vice versa. That's what a twin soul is. Even when you think, oh, they don't know me like that. Yeah, you do. And it's deep, and it's beautiful, and it's painful, and it makes you angry, and it makes you happy, and all those things. But this person's got to express some truth. What's going to bring it up is when they break away from this Four of Pentacles. They're holding on to something from the past that used to hold a lot of value and now is kind of meh. It feels like it has to do with this person's something like college age stuff. I don't know, like age 18 to 19, that age where you're like coming out of high school, going into college. Something happened. There's a traumatic event that kind of really has caused this person to not be as emotionally open and flowing as they need to be. So why have you come in? Because you're their twin soul. You're going to help them heal that just like they're going to help you heal. But with that bloody sword there, this feels painful. It doesn't feel pleasant, but just know when that communication comes in, because it may be pretty soon. When that communication comes in, whatever that is that may not feel so pleasant to you, know that that truth is sacred and it's special that it's being shared with you, and know that it's leading to the Knight of Cups. So this person's going to be much more able to communicate with you to, from, and with a loving expression once that is off the table. Once that's been sort of, I want to say like word vomited. And it is going to feel, the Knight of Swords can feel like word vomit because it's somewhat aggressive sometimes, and this feels like an aggressive expression of truth. So just kind of be prepared for that. Okay, Jessica, don't look, I like that. Bring it on. Yeah, be prepared for that and know that it's leading to that Knight of Cups, which is a real expression of love. This is going to come a little later, though, probably closer to the fall. So look for both of these. This one really quickly and soon, some rough communication, and then that Knight of Cups coming in a little later, okay? I'm not seeing, here's the thing, I'm not seeing like signs or synchronicities or feelings that tell me, oh, they're going to be in union, next week. I'm not seeing union here yet, but I mean, the fact that you have the Ten of Pentacles is a really good sign. This is really good news. So just take comfort in that, okay? All right, next is Darcy. Darcy, what's your question? You're welcome. Thank you, Jessica. You're welcome. So Darcy, Julene, and Mel's, go ahead and get your questions ready, guys. Darcy, if you're not ready, do you want me to skip and go to Julene or Mel's, or are you ready? Guys, have your questions ready, okay? I don't know. Darcy may have popped out. Sometimes she does. You want to go ahead and put yours up, Julene or Mel's? Darcy, Julene, or Mel's. Anyone that's ready, go ahead and throw it up there. What about Moran? Moran, are you here? Do you want to put your question up? Sorry, I just want to keep the flow going, guys. Guys, also leave and come back. You may be on delay. Oh yeah, Jessica. Well, it's kind of interesting, like you said, because this is not this. I do personal like 30-minute and 1 hour private readings, but this is something I do because it was requested a long time ago, a couple times a week, where I come on and just do mini reads where you ask one question and I go for about 3-4 minutes and give you an answer. So yeah, you pay for a mini read. We probably don't go into as much detail as we would in personal readings because there's certain things that are private, and even if I feel or see something, I may not say it, not to bring too much out or embarrass someone. But yeah, it works. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're going to do, Moran, is it okay that I'll share my story? I've already prepared it, only paste. Yeah, just paste it up. Hello, Mel's. Okay, Mel's, get your question ready. Darcy, jailbird texting, twin flame, tell me anything good. Okay, I'm gonna do Darcy for now, a general, and then while you can go ahead and share your story if you want to, Moran. Guys, you don't have to share a story. I don't mind if you want, like if you want to, but trust me, when it comes to the message, all you have to do is ask a question. Literally, like it's not that I don't want to know, but like it just doesn't serve anything. If you ask your question, Spirit's going to get you the answer. So that's the main thing. But you're welcome to share. It doesn't, I mean, whatever. It's up to you. Okay, thanks, Julene. So I'm going to do Darcy's, then Julene, and then we'll do Moran, and then Mel's. And then I think there's a couple more that came through. Messages for Darcy. Twin flame messages for Darcy. What does Darcy need to, I know it's kind of hard, Darcy, to be patient when you're waiting for things in your life. I feel like here's where you're at. You've got the Seven of Pentacles, and then you've got the Hanged Man as your overall energy. So I feel like you're at this place, Darcy, where you keep feeling like something big's about to happen, but you're like, why isn't it happening? Like, when is it going to happen? I can feel all this big energy. When is this big thing going to happen? So it's like you're kind of in this holding pattern and you're waiting, and you want something big to happen and you feel something big coming in your life, but it seems like it's not happening. It's happening. But remember, sometimes the biggest things happen in little ways, and then it's like breadcrumbs. You're gonna see little things happening, and then the big things. So you're already paying attention to the signs, like with that pharmaceuticals company that had my last name. That's an interesting thing, and there was a message in that for me as well, that had to do with my life. And it's just interesting how that happens. But you've got the sun in your future tense. So the sun, and this sun card is specifically more of a twin soul sun card. You've got these two lovers here, more of like a Two of Cups energy. And the sun is here, those sunflowers. There's a lot of energy of happiness, clarity. And it's also an energy of, I would say, renewed or restored passion here. Now, whoever this person is, they're coming from a really strange energy into the sun, because while they're mirroring you in an interesting way, while you're over here in this kind of holding pattern going, what's going on? But remember, the Hanged Man is an enlightenment card. You're getting enlightened as you wait here. Your counterpart, this person, they're in Four of Cups and Five of Cups energy. So they're over here kind of not looking at the connection for what it is, not wanting to really delve into it. And they're choosing to focus on the bad things that have happened instead of the bright future. Those two cups upright represent the bright future, and all that spilled wine or blood represents what they're focusing on. They're just so focused on sadness. Now, this person they were not honest with you about something. This person was deceptive. You have the Seven of Swords here. This person, they weren't intending to hurt you. It was not their intention to harm or hurt you, but they were deceptive. I think they were deceptive about their own feelings too. They didn't want to share with you how much they really were attracted to you or wanted the connection to work. I think that this person felt very insecure for some reason about sharing their deepest emotions. But you both share the Sun card in the future. So what that tells me is your future is the part that you want to focus on, because you're both focused on the fact that there is a bright future here and you both desire that with each other. So that's exciting. Any more guidance for her in this? You're being guided to respond to this person's Seven of Swords energy with Queen of Wands. You have the ability to transmute this energy. Although they've been deceptive, you have the ability to transmute that with truth and with your own brand of magic. The Queen of Wands is fiery. She's magical. She's also very assertive. She doesn't sit around and wait for good things to happen to her. She goes out and creates her own luck. And so you're being guided to go out and create the things you want to see. If you want to see that man come back into your life, you go out and get him. If you want to see, the sun energy, you go out and create that, and you go live in that energy and wait for that person to show up and join you and live it with you. It's very much within your power to create something here. Now, they're going to come into your world, not the opposite. And I don't know exactly what that means, but they're coming to your world and living in your world with you. You're not going to go live in their world with them. So it's all about you right now, Darcy, creating that place of abundance for yourself that they can join you in. And you're doing that. We're gonna do, like, sort of a life coaching session like we talked about, and we'll get sort of into the meat and potatoes of what works for you and what doesn't, and really employing the things that work for you as opposed to the things that don't. But it's not whether you're mad at him or not. He's still mad at himself a little bit, right? This is not about how you feel about what he did. This is about how he feels about what he did. So the way you can help that is, like I said, you've got to create the energy and create the environment for yourself and allow this person to walk into it. I do feel like there may be some drugs going in and on in this connection. There feels like there's a real clog in the connection. The lines are clogged energetically, so it may be on. I don't know. I'm not saying you're both doing drugs, but the drugs are affecting both of you. Do you know what I mean? So you need to be aware of that, right? It's no bueno, and it's not fair. That was a big thing for me to realize, that it's so unfair to become that person you become when you're using and relapsing, especially when you really claim to love. If I claim to love someone, my best friend, my twin soul, if I love them, how can I go and use and then react and behave in the way that I was? It's just not that. Those two things are not congruent. So to prove you love yourself and someone else, you have to behave a certain way and truly love yourself as you love them. Good luck with this, Darcy. I look forward to talking more with you. Okay. Current energy with my Aries. Okay. Got it, Julian. Let's see. I do. I sense it too. It's the current energy for Julian and her Aries. Wow. He's going through like one of those major awakenings. Your Aries energy is the Judgment card. Major Arcana. The Judgment card it's an awakening. It's a major arcana for a reason, and it does represent the awakening, the spiritual side of the awakening. But it also, I feel like this person's fighting off. You know what they're doing, Julian? Your Aries is fighting off a dark night of the soul. What's trying to happen for this person, not to them, but for them, what's trying to happen and help him is a dark night of the soul. He needs to go through the dark night of the soul, and he's trying to fight it off at every turn. He does not want to go through the dark night of the soul. It's so funny. It's like he wants to fight it off. He doesn't want to have to deal with that dark night. Well, anybody who's been through a spiritual awakening, it's not like butterflies and unicorns. Spiritual awakenings, true spiritual awakenings that change you, are painful. They usually come from heartbreak and deep pain. I know mine did. It comes from feeling so lonely and so alone that you want to die, and that's when you realize you're not alone. Right when you're at the precipice or at the brink, that you're never alone. Never was, never have been, never will be. There's no such thing as alone. I'm alone in this room, but I'm not alone. I'm really not alone in this room. There's just no such thing as alone, especially when you learn to connect to your spiritual team and they wrap themselves around you in your loneliness. This person needs to go, they've woken up because of you and this connection, but they're not quite allowing themselves, they're not giving in to the pain of the dark night of the soul. And, it may be required that you detach a little bit, because part of what's keeping them from the pain of the dark night of the soul is being able to reach out to you regularly. There's something continuing that's not serving you or growing the relationship, but it's keeping, and it's also stopping them from going into the deep dive. So be aware of that. This person's watching you. You've got the High Priestess card. You're great. Like, you are connecting. You're going deep. You're learning. This person's got Page of Swords. They're just watching you. They want to. It's like they want to piggyback off your spiritual growth. Well, it doesn't work that way. Spirit's over here pulling them into a judgment day that's going to be. It's just naturally painful. It just is. And they've got the Three of Cups and then the Page of Cups. So there's a lot of love on the other side of this. I feel like those are the three watchers for him. Your connection has three very strong feminine angels that want to bring this connection in, that are really watching it and trying to offer love at every turn. And they want to see him become that childlike energy, that innocent childlike energy that wants to offer you love, that's done the deep dive and is ready to come and offer you a cup full of dreams, right? But this person, in order to really come and offer you their childlike cup full of dreams and what they want, they have to go and experience the value of their own pain. And they just haven't gotten there yet. This person has been somehow avoiding the value of his own pain. So that's where it's at. You're being shown as the high priestess. So I kind of feel like there's not really anything you need to do here as far as your journey. The high priestess is very strong. Hey, Rebecca, very strong feminine energy. But look, he's this little page of swords here. He's so in his own head, right? In his own little world, or in his own little head, and he's looking up to you because not we don't recognize things in ourselves, but as you've awakened and gone through all that, your light is shining. I remember, my twin soul and I had a huge fallout the first fall time, and went into no communication, and I went through a dark night of the soul, and I woke up. Like, I woke up, man. I went through it all. I woke up. I started writing my book. I started reading for people, started my channel. And I remember when we came back into a new cycle, when he came back, he kept saying, wow, you're so different. And the light, I can see the light like radiates from you. Your light radiates. And I don't see it in myself, but he saw it in me. And it's like I almost wanted to say, well, yeah, that dark night of the soul that I got thrown into the last time we went into separation is what allowed my light to start to radiate. So it's counterintuitive, but you kind of have to it's hard, I know, but you kind of have to, you've done it before, but you haven't, it seems like you're not fully doing it. You kind of have to let this person fall and clean their own mess up. And it's not that you don't want to be there for them, but if being there for them is stopping them from hitting the hard bottom of their soul's journey to where they really change, you don't want to do that either. You're blocking something too. You're helping them block something. And you keep saying nothing's changing. That's telling me a lot right there. And the cards are telling me the same thing. Nothing's changing. It is a very hard line. Listen, it's hard. So what does that mean? You're going to have to do the hardest part, which is not walk that line anymore. That's what this looks like. And not forever. It's not forever. But this person's got to go through the change. They've got to change. They've got to change. Listen, I've been through 2 major separations from my twin soul. Twin souls will always be put into separation if they're not loving themselves first, and then that person enough to let them go through their own stuff. It just works out that way. We get separated. We get pulled apart. So you don't really have to do anything, because if you are at a place where it's hard and you're kind of not, and he's not going through that dark night and he needs to, something will happen to pull it apart. And it feels like it might be there. Now, I didn't see any major tough cards like that, but the Judgment card is saying, like, it's there. And for you being the High Priestess, I think you already see it. And just what you want to do is kind of hands-off approach like you're doing. But if there's anything that you feel like you're kind of working like a crutch for him, kind of pull that crutch away. Because there's a lot that he's going to go through. A lot. And the great thing is it's going to have a good result. I mean, it's there. It's part of the connection. It's destined to happen that way. So just remember that. It's not as hard to walk that line when you know what it's about and what it's leading to and what it's for. Just focus on that, okay? All right. Do Mel's and then Moran. Oh, Mel's didn't put hers up yet, so I'm going to do Moran. Mel's, if you want to put yours up, I'll do yours after Moran. Moran put some stories up. Hold on. Oh gosh, wait a minute. He's in karmic, okay. Okay, so you want to know when he's going to contact you again? Should you keep waiting? Never, guys, never, ever. Even if you've convinced yourself that someone's your twin soul, don't wait for them. If they're with a karmic or you're in separation, don't wait for them. It doesn't mean you don't love them, and it doesn't mean you're not holding space for them and you're wanting them to heal. But if you're waiting for someone, you're not doing the thing that you're required to do first and foremost to bring someone back anyway, which is love yourself first. And that's the number one rule of a twin soul. They will be pulled away from you every time if you're not loving yourself. If you love someone else more than yourself, they're gone. That's just how it's going to work. They may be around for a little while, but they're going to be gone. So it doesn't serve anyone to sacrifice your own happiness for them. Let's see what comes out here. Rebecca, yeah, Rebecca's here. I don't know. Are you doing the cleanse with us this time, Rebecca? I haven't been on the group much because I've been feeling so crappy. Yeah, so you've got, listen, Moran, good things are going to come from this. Like the connection's on a good path. You've got a lot of soul work to do for yourself, though. It's really important. Yeah, so the good thing about like a general live, if it feels accurate to you, that's great. But when you get like these personal questions, it's going to really give you the nitty gritty of what's going on. The first card that's coming out for you is the Death card. So I don't know what you're holding on to in this connection, but here's the thing. I was just mentioning this the other day. Helen Keller, the blind, deaf, she had some I think like scarlet fever or something when she was a kid, and she was blind and deaf. Helen Keller, famous quote, she said, "When a door closes, another door opens. But most people don't see the door that opens because they're too busy focusing on the door that closed." That's what I'm getting here. You can't someone can't return when you're still in kind of the sadness or the loss of them leaving or whatever happened before. There's a lot of energy here, but it's about what was. What was is over. Do you want this person to return? Of course. If you have the soul connection, you've got 3 out of 4 major arcanas here. This is a soul connection. Whether it's a twin soul or a karmic soulmate, someone that's transitional, there's a soul energy here. So and it's hard to know in the beginning what something is. Twin soul, soulmate, karmic. It's hard to know because they all feel the same. Like in your heart, they all feel like the biggest thing in the world. It's all like big love, right? You'll find out more as this goes. There's definitely lessons here. But whatever's being held on to from the recent past, you've got to let that die, because as that dies, that cycle dies. That's what allows the new to come in. And the new does involve this person. It may not be what you envision in your mind, but it's beautiful. And the great thing about these soul-based connections is spirit, God, our higher power, source, can always do better than we can. So even if it's not the way you think it should be, it's probably going to turn out even better than you think it should. Maybe not the way you think it should, but better. And what we have to do is let go of our attachment to the how, to the why, to the outcome, and let things unfold the way they're supposed to. It comes down to trust. As human beings, we all want to control things. For some reason, we want to control everything, but the thing to ask ourselves is, you didn't bring this beautiful spiritual connection into your life in the first place. Do you know what I mean? You didn't do it. God did. If this is a spiritual connection, you know where it came from Source. So if Source was beautiful and kind enough and loving enough to give you this experience, why do you need to be in control of how it happens from now on? You don't. You need to start trusting that the same God or source that brought this into your life, this beautiful love, will allow it to return when the time is right and when you've healed from the last experience with this person. And if it doesn't, then it's because that's not what you truly need. We think for some reason, oh wait, God gave me this great thing, this great experience. Now I'll take over. I got this. I know how it's supposed to end. I know what I want. No, we have to trust. And the lesson is always to hold the mirror up to yourself, especially if it is a twin soul. How does this affect my life, and how am I meant to heal from this experience? For you, there's something you've got to let go of, because you've got this beautiful new beginning here. You've got the Fool energy. And look what you're carrying with you. See that rose? The rose goes with you. My feels like that, though, and a lot of 5D stuff with this one. I do believe. That's why I let go for the past month. Yeah, like I'm saying, so yeah, that's fine. Just listen here. So, sorry, just listen. So I know where you're at, and I think there are people here in the chat who have been where you are. Like, this is somewhat new for you. I can tell by the questions you're asking and stuff, and it's okay. But what you need to understand first and foremost is don't worry about labeling the connection. It doesn't really matter what you label it. Don't, right now, you've got to take the things you have to focus on are how not to block the connection. Because what we do is we get so excited about something or worried or whatever that we start focusing on it. And when you focus on this connection, you're creating a wall. If you can understand that, that'll help you a lot. Like right now, it's I get it. We need to give people guidance and help them, but literally we're creating a wall that will go away, but we're creating a miniature wall to this person returning to you because we're talking about the connection. We're putting energy on it. And as we're doing that, you know what that person's doing? They're going and not even thinking about it. Now, because if the reading was right for you, then that person's been thinking about it. But as we put our focus into it, you and me, especially you're holding the ball. I call it the relationship ball. It flows between twin souls. Bam, 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 bam. Until they're in union, they hold it together when they share it. When you're in separation, that ball flows. And whoever's really focused on the connection is holding the ball, and it's not flowing. You're focusing on it. You're holding the ball. They're not worried about it. Right now, who's thinking about it? You. So guess who we know is not? Them. You've got to shift that. You're being commanded by Spirit to let this thing go. You're going to carry the, look, and people get afraid of losing things. People, the love. You're being guided. You're not going to lose the love. It's going to come back around anyway. You've got a future here. But what you had wasn't good enough anyway before. It may have brought you some happiness, but it was less than what you deserve from that person. They have another partner right now. You don't deserve someone. You want and deserve their entire commitment. And if you accept anything less, you're not loving yourself. So you've got to take that rose with you and let that thing go. Be grateful for what you gained from this experience and move on. No delays. No delays. No, well, what if? Well, no, go. And I'm telling you, that's the only way that this person's going to come back with a real chance for this to be something beautiful. They may come back another way, but it's not going to be what you want and what you deserve unless you take that rose and you let this thing go. And as you do that, that's when justice comes in. That's when you can start manifesting beautiful things. The Three of Wands is a manifestation card. You're waiting for a return on your investment, and that's about your life and all the beautiful things you deserve. This connection is about learning how to use the law of attraction to your advantage. And that, my friend, as you learn to use that, that's going to be what brings this person back in. When someone is a soulmate or a twin soul or even a karmic at times, and you have that kind of love, what attracts them to you is when they see you finding your happiness. If you're stuck worrying about them, they're going that way. Doesn't matter how much they love you. They're not going to be pulled towards you if you're focusing on them. There's too much broken energy still between the two of you that hasn't been healed. There's too much wounding. That has to start healing. And as you start healing that wound and loving yourself and putting investment into yourself, the love hasn't gone anywhere between the two of you, but it's pulling them toward you because they want to, as you surpass that, they want to come up to that, and they will. Energetically, you'll pull them up. And that's where justice comes in and you start to get rewarded, getting what you deserve. It's after you learn to really bring into yourself the things that you put energy into. And you've got the Eight of Pentacles here as the overall energy for the connection. That tells me this person wants to have something with you. They want to put the work in, but they can't right now, and they're still juggling. So you've got to put the work into yourself, and that's what's going to help this whole thing come full circle. Best thing for you to do right now, detach, 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 focus on you, carry that little white rose of love, of hope, of the pure, unconditional love that's there, but just move into the future boldly. I know it's a little painful, but it's going to serve you well to do that, and you can have trust and hope that it's going to come back around when it's time, and you're going to get the best result possible if you take this guidance to heart. Okay? All right. Good luck. Mel's. Are you there, Mel's? Hey, Samantha. Hey, Pisces. Chris-Ann. Yes, still doing mini reads, Chris-Ann. The Cash App is $Ray of Light Tarot, all one word. And PayPal, you can do that too, but I prefer Cash App if you're in the United States. I talk a lot of sense, huh, Jolly? Spirit's got the right word for her. I'm just interpreting. I'm a translator. I'm like a UN translator, right? Current energy of Mel's wants current energy of a twin flame connection. Had to remove him from my social media. And twin flames block each other a lot when they're in separate. That happens a lot. I've noticed that and I've experienced it. I don't know what that's about, but it does happen. It's the painfulness. It's so painful. That connection hurts. You know, it hurt, and it makes you angry, and it's tough. You're welcome, Gabriella. He's been coming into your dreams. Very loving. Okay, let's see what's going on. What's the current energy for Mel's and the twin soul? Talking about twin soul union. That's what's up, right? Twin soul union. It'll happen, guys. Two of Swords. Four of Cups. Six of Coins or Pentacles. Page of Cups. Six of Cups. Okay. A lot of nostalgia in this connection, okay? Mel's, a lot of nostalgia. You know, the Six of Cups is such an interesting... it's such an interesting... Are you familiar with the Six of Cups, Mel's? 2222, Karen. 22.22. $22.22. Okay, so the Six of Cups can represent like a past life connection, or it can also represent someone that you go back to like childhood with. Soulmate card. A lot of times you see the Six of Cups as two children, and they share so it's people who share a history. Your souls share a history. Does it mean this lifetime? No, it could. Does it mean another lifetime? It could. It's not necessarily a twin soul card. It depends. There's a lot of mixed bag of information. Some people believe twin souls do not come into communication in human form until the lifetime which they come into union. So like if you've met your twin soul this lifetime, the belief from a lot of twin souls would be that you never would have met in another lifetime as souls, right? As human souls. So this card a lot of times is not a twin soul card as much as it's like, yeah, a soulmate, like a past life. Doesn't mean you're not twin souls, but that can be that it's what it's usually talking about. If you are twin souls and you see this card, it's talking about just the feeling of nostalgia between the two of you, and also a very childlike connection, which twin souls do have, at least in my experience, where you just feel like kids. You know, I know for me, when I'm in a good place with my twin soul, we feel just like two kids. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. When you're together, you just want to play. You just want to play, you know, like you want to just go explore and play together. And it's really innocent. It's very connected and very loving. This is on this person's mind. That connection, there seems to be this focus on nostalgia, or a little bit of a wistful nostalgia. So like that means like kind of missing the connection, feeling like, I miss this. I want to hold this close and I miss it. It's not there anymore. There's also, though, right along with it is the Two of Swords. And you see the kind of the crescent moon in the background. What that tells me is this person's blocking themselves from doing an emotional deep dive. Like, you know, the full moon to me is that feminine energy, and it's also like someone really their heart's desire. And the full moon is your heart's desire. Well, this person's just got a little crescent moon there. It's like they've got a little bit of emotion they're allowing to feel, but they're just blocking themselves off, blindfolding themselves from feeling all of the depth of those emotions. And I understand that. I know, you know, you kind of have to do that. If you are on an authentic twin soul journey, when you're in separation from that person, you kind of have to do that. And even the runner does that naturally, right? The person who runs, they do that naturally. And what happens is one day, they get overwhelmed by the emotion of how much they love because they know they love the person, but they'll like see the person or think of the person, and they just get so overwhelmed with how much they regret the pain that they know they've caused the person or helped cause, and for not being willing to work things out or try, or for giving up and for maybe making the person feel thrown away, and they get overwhelmed by that pain and they just have to do something. Well, this person's avoiding that. Whatever that pain is, whatever that regret is, they're avoiding something. There's no doubt they're aware of the connection. They're aware of the soul-based connection, right? They know what it is. They know it's there. They want more than anything to have a reciprocal connection, a mutually beneficial connection. I feel like this person wants to be in your life in a way that's very beneficial, which is interesting. He knows. Now, I'm not saying this person knows like, oh, I know what a twin soul is and I know that's what we are. Maybe, I don't know, probably not. But this person is aware that there's a soul connection, right? They're aware. It's hard not to be. It's really hard. If someone's a true twin soul, it would be almost impossible not for them not to be aware of at least that it's a strong connection and that there's a lot of tendency to overreact in the connection and things like that. That's another hallmark, I think, of a twin soul connection. All the things that come up for healing that cause pain and separation, when you come back from each thing, yes, they're real and they're necessary, but usually you look back and go, gosh, that didn't have to be that tough. That didn't need to be that. You can look back and see how it caused so much more pain than in any other connection than it really would have. He's got the Page of Cups for you as well. Again, there's a strong desire, and I would say there is going to be action applied to that. Desire to express emotional connectivity for you and emotional feelings for you. And there will be some action applied to that. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. When I look at these cards, it feels like there's a lot, and it's all here right now, but this just feels like there's a lot that has to happen for this person to go from the Two of Swords to the Page of Cups. You know what I mean? I don't see how they can go that quickly. It may be 6 months total. Excuse me. I feel like that's what the Six of Pentacles is kind of saying to me, that it may be a 6-month journey total. Hang on one second, guys. When I come back on, guys, you're going to want to exit and come back to refresh your screen. Hang on one second. Okay. So yeah, look for things to change dramatically over the course of the next 6 months. The connection's going to find a lot more balance than it has in the recent past. And then also you're going to see, with this Page of Cups, you're going to see them being much more willing to express things in a healthy, emotionally honest way to you that you maybe haven't seen. But there's a lot of desire there right now, just not a lot of action. That's going to change, and the action's going to start to come to back that up, which is really nice, Mels. I like that a lot, okay? I like it. Hey, Val, nice to see you. All right, so somebody else sent... Okay. I see you guys who sent Cash Apps. Is there anyone else that sent a PayPal that I needed to check? Do I need to go check any more PayPals? I'm looking at Cash Apps right now. You're welcome, Val. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to read for you. I got you, Chris Ann, on Cash App. Next is going to be Jane. Honey Bunny. Jane. Woo. Yeah, Gabriella, I saw you were on Cash. Anyone on PayPal that I need to check? I saw the Cash Apps. I'm just wondering if there was anyone on PayPal that I missed. Gracias, gracias. All right. All righty then. Okay, Jane, is Jane here? Miss Honey Bunny? Well, I agree, Joyce, about how it's like if you're not meeting until the lifetime when you come into union. But I think that's true, and I mean, you could, I guess, have the feeling of knowing them just because your souls come from the same thing. You know what I mean? But I agree. Like, I feel like there is lifetime experience. And here's the thing. I'm not attached to the idea of whether it's a twin soul or a soulmate. I just know I've never had a connection like the one that woke me up, that changed my life. And I definitely have memories of the person that aren't there. Like, I remember us playing together as children, but we didn't. We're not even the same age. We're 9 years apart, which they say most twin souls, if you read the twin soul book, most twin souls, there's a 10-year age gap, almost very commonly it's a 10-year age gap. We're 9.5 years apart. So we're like a textbook twin soul connection, other than the fact that we're same sex, which to me doesn't matter anyway. Where is Jane? Okay, so I don't know if Jane's here. We'll go on. Jane, when you come back, we can move on back to you. Debbie, we have two Debbies, I think, that donated. Either Debbie want to throw theirs up? Yes. Yes, it does. Right, Julene? Oh, okay, Jane. I've got Jane, Debbie, Valerie, Chrisanne, Gabriella, Erica. That's who was after Jane. Erica, sorry. So I'm going to do Jane and then Erica and then Debbie. Oh, well, I can do Debbie too. You're up. Just whoever's up that's in that general vicinity. You all came through pretty similar in time. Wow. Wow, there's a real need for communication and forward movement in this connection. Ten of Swords in reverse is the overall energy. And behind that, Jane, is the Wheel of Fortune. Things are trying to shift. Cycles are trying to cycles are trying to turn over. It's like there's a real need for change in this connection. There's a real need for facing the truth, for facing head on what this is from both of you, not just one of you, but really from both of you, just in different ways. Ten of Swords in reverse is like someone's holding on. It's not the betrayal or the pain of the connection here. It feels like it's the betrayal, the pain of everything in life and being afraid. There's so much fear. I've told you guys before what I connect to when they're trying to give me a message about it, like a twin soul or something like that. I connect to my own experience with mine, and they'll show me something like and how it felt to give me what's going on with the person. So you guys are in a place where someone needs to be courageous. It's easy to be the coward, right? It's easy to take the coward's way out and to not be brave in this, right? It's easy to do that because it is scary. But it's time. It's time to be brave, and it's time to face this for what it is. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. There's just like all of this value. And the Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the divine, but it's also what you're being offered here with the Ace of Pentacles. You're being offered a doorway, a doorway to abundance. So this connection is going to bring you into abundance. And being brave and being, when I start talking too much, this is what happens. Being willing, I may have to cut off early, guys. I'm getting that laryngitis type thing. Being willing to face head on what's going on here in this connection is going to bring you so much abundance, and it's important that you're brave. It's also important to start communicating with this person honestly, openly, and about your true heart's desires. You both got to communicate. This person does want to talk to you. It may not be the kind of communication you want to hear from them. They've got the energy of the Knight of Swords, so that can mean that some of their truth might be painful for you. Like, you know what? You have to be willing to hear, like, when you truly have come to the conclusion that you love somebody from like a high level soulmate, a counterpart, a twin soul, when you have the unconditional love for somebody that it really, to the point where it doesn't matter what the connection ends up being. If they come back to you and say, hey, I don't feel that way for you. I love you. I love you, but I don't want that with you. I want you to be my best friend or whatever. It doesn't, and you're like, oh, okay. I get it. I'm okay with that. That's when you know you really have gotten to that place where the connection can be whatever it's supposed to be, when you're okay with whatever the answer is from that person and it doesn't hurt or harm you, and you can really know that as long as you're allowed to love them unconditionally and you can be that for them, it's all Gucci. It's all okay. That's a beautiful thing. And I feel for you that that's where you two are at. You're at the cusp of this connection. The communication sort of, it's like a jump start for the communication, like bam. And once that communication jump starts, no, the list is open. Once that communication jump starts, it's going to bring you to places that you never thought you two could go. And I think it's going to make you really happy, Jane. I think it's something you just need to not resist that. And whatever that Ten of Swords in reverse is, let it go. Let it go. It's going to get you to where you need to be to really let go of your, and it's, see, I don't feel, again, it's not about this connection. That past stuff, I almost feel like it's a betrayal from source, or a feeling of being betrayed by source. Like you weren't given the tools you needed, or you weren't given the fair shot, something like that, but you were, and you do have it in you, and you are so much stronger than you realize. And it feel like source wants you to know that, like to know that, and to claim that power for yourself, that you can do almost anything, right? We all can, but you do have to kind of believe in it yourself. All right. Like nobody can believe for you. You have to believe yourself. Okay. All right. Erica K. I probably should close the list because I'm already getting a congested throat. Erica K. Debbie, I'll go ahead and do Debbie's. Erica K, get your question ready and put it up. Debbie, I have been feeling really unsettled lately. Can you please tell me who is coming my way? You're welcome, Jane. Good. I'm glad it resonated for you. Total and utter happiness is coming your way, but it's going to require something. Guys, I was talking about this in the Libra reading. That if you really want like that true love, high level, that twin soul love in your life, you have to sacrifice. It requires sacrifice. You can't have it without giving up some things. It literally requires you to sacrifice some things. Look what you've got in your future. You said, what's coming my way? The Sun, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Rods. Passionate new beginning, someone coming in, declaring love, offering love, and the Sun. That's total and utter clarity and happiness. Out in the open. A connection going out in the open. Someone publicly claiming you. However, to get there, you've got to let go of the broken heart energy. You're still holding on to some broken heart energy, and you're holding on to some ideas that aren't serving you. The Four of Pentacles and the broken heart are blocking the Ten of Cups. So there's some idea, you're too attached to the outcome. You're too attached to the why, the how. There's something there. I don't know what it is. Whatever you're too attached to, you've got to let go of that, because I know it's hard, guys. It's hard for me sometimes to get it, to grasp it. But we hold on to an attachment to how things should work out and to how they should happen and to our way of doing things and our way of fixing things and our way of making things work so hard that we literally block the right outcome that doesn't happen the way we want, but is better than what we could have imagined. So it's all here for you. This is good news. It's all coming for you and it's all here for you. You've just got to figure out what you need to detach from, which usually is your own expectations, right? Because look what's behind that. Ten of Cups. You've just got to detach from your own expectations, and then all this beauty can come in, and this person, this Knight of Cups can come in. That Gemini, though, that Gemini, it's always those Geminis, guys. Those Geminis are naughty. I should say we Geminis are naughty. We Geminis are naughty. But that's what's up. That's what's up. So that is what's up. Okay, let's see, Erica. Good luck, Miss Debbie. Is it too late to join and ask? You can go ahead and send the money. I'm gonna try to get to everybody. I haven't closed the list, but I am getting a little bit of a sore throat. So if I can't get to you, I'll just either refund you guys. That if I can't get to anyone, I'm gonna refund you or carry it over until tomorrow, whichever you guys prefer, depending on if I can or not. Energy update for Erica. Oh, wow. Erica, don't be so sad. You've got good things coming. You got good things coming. This person's not, like wishy-washy. One minute they want to put the work in and the next minute they want to block it. This is like crazy energy. Oh, I want this to work out. I'm going to put the work in. No, I'm blocking the door. It's like Totally. I know these two cards are like so different, but they're there. So you've got good things coming though. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here, Major Arcana, things shifting, things changing, and look what's coming in after that. King of Cups, Ace of Wands or Rods, and bottom of the deck you've got the Ace of Cups. So you've got two aces. And then you've got this person emerging in the new cycle as the King of Cups. So that's very loving. Yeah, typical Gemini. And that's the thing. Guys, we all love our Geminis, right? There's something about a Gemini. There is. They have, because a Gemini can be very childlike, very exciting, and that's beautiful to some of us who are the way we are. And I get it too. I'm a Gemini ascendant, so I present with a lot of Gemini energy. But the thing is, when a Gemini matures and knows really like what they want, that's a beautiful thing. If you want to love a Gemini, you have to kind of let them come and go as they please until like it's not, and that doesn't sound right because that's saying to allow them to misbehave. That's not what I mean. You can't like a Gemini is a bird that you can't put in a cage. You just can't, because part of what makes them beautiful and attractive to you is that energy that they're so wild and free. And so to sort of have them to come into your world and domesticate, they would lose part of their shine that draws you to them. So what you have to do when it comes to a Gemini is become very realistic with and very honest with yourself about what you want and what you're willing to put up with. A relationship with a Gemini is the kind that makes people ask questions like, would I be okay with an open marriage? Could I live with that? Could I know that it's okay as long as I'm the most important person in that person's life, that we sort of had some, and I'm not saying that that's okay or that everyone should do that, but I think you guys know, if you have a strong love for a Gemini, you know that you have to be willing to make some big concessions if you really love that person, because you don't want to take away their shine. If you really love someone, the last thing you want to do is take their shine, and part of the shine of a Gemini is that they need to be free. They're artistic in nature, right? They're creators. But here's the good news. I know what you mean. That has always been her, and exactly what I love about her, but the stress is up. Well, he is what I'm saying here, because this is a masculine energy. Even though it's a she, this is a masculine energy. Look at this. And Gemini is a masculine sign too. Virgo, I'm a Virgo sun. Virgo's a feminine sign. I'm a Gemini ascendant. That's a masculine sign. So there's an energy there. But she is really conflicted here. And this isn't just standard Gemini stuff where she's like, 1 minute I want to put the work in and 1 minute I'm blocking the door. This is like one day to the next, you're going to get, it's almost bipolar. It feels very extreme. The good news is, after the Wheel of Fortune turns, Erica, so whatever's blocking that Wheel of Fortune, you want it to turn. This new beginning stuff, all these aces, it's coming up really good aces, because then this person comes out King of Cups. That's a masculine energy that is very much in the heart space. And that's what I was going to say. When you can get a Gemini, when you can get her in the heart space, oh, she's going to be perfect for you. Also, you're being guided to know that this Temperance card is very much representing a divine separation. So don't be afraid of letting go for a little while. One of the most beautiful, that's the thing, and Jai will tell you this, she's a Gemini. If you want to love a Gemini, you know how a Gemini will truly love you and appreciate you? If you don't try to hold them out, you let them go go trip around the world for 6 months and welcome them home when they're ready to come home. A Gemini appreciates nothing more than being allowed to be free, right? And they will love you forever if you can allow them to do that. Having problems with Cash App? I don't know. Damn, my life's been bipolar. But yeah, don't be sad, Erica. It's gonna look up, and she's coming, as the Wheel of Fortune turns, she's coming into this new cycle really, really strong and really hard. It's all in the heart space from that point, and I think that you're gonna see a marked change for the good. Okay, Jane, Erica, Chris Ann. You ready, Chris Ann? I've got Chris Ann, Gabriella. If either one of you want to put Chris Ann, Gabriella, and Valerie, put your questions up. Put them up. You're welcome, Erica. I think the Libra reading was for me. Okay, what's your question? What's the guidance for Chris Ann about her connection to S? My Pisces, what I need to sacrifice? Ah, you've got the Three of Cups in reverse, so there's definitely something that needs to be... I've been getting a lot of this, and you've got Nine of Cups in reverse, bottom of the deck, so you definitely... That was for you, the part about sacrifice and stuff, for sure, because this is about... You're blocking a wish fulfillment by holding on to something. The Devil energy is here as well. Strong Cancer energy, water energy with the Chariot here. So what I feel like... There's something you've had to be patient for a long time here, and without seeing a lot of movement, and that can be very frustrating. And I'm not sure what that's about for you, because you've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, and there's an acknowledgement. Okay, she's had to be really patient, but what you need to do is stop recognizing where you've had to be patient, because we all have to in certain ways, but start recognizing where, yeah, like you're doing now. Well, what have I not sacrificed? What have I not given up here? While I think I'm sitting here waiting, is there something that I've been holding on to as well? Have I not been making the changes that I need to make so that person mirrors me? Yes, there's a change here. You've got the Three of Cups in reverse. There's definitely, it's the opposite of collaborating. It's the opposite of celebration. And this is about people in this deck, specifically keeping people out of this, blocking people out of this connection so that you can have a better chance at the energy flowing properly. Part of what's blocking the wish fulfillment is also your mind. You're overthinking. You've got the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a mental prison. It's not a prison. It's not a spiritual prison. It's not a physical prison. It's a mental prison. There are swords here just blocking you, keeping you trapped here all over the place. Oh, no, Joyce. Chris Ann is the person I'm reading for. That's who I'm reading for right now. So if she puts a comment up, let her... Oh, she timed her out. Why did you time Chris Ann out? And anyway, that's okay. Just listen, Chris Ann. So you're in this kind of mental prison here where your thoughts and your worries are sort of overwhelming the connection. And it's overwhelming you and not allowing you to flow, to let the energy flow. So what you need to let go of, I don't know what it is. It seems like it's a person. You said something about, before that was gone, you did say something about a Pisces, I think, or a Scorpio, I don't remember. If there's a person you were talking about with that energy, yeah, that's probably it. I don't know. It feels like with the Three of Cups in reverse, it does. It feels like not only a person, but you need to give up sharing. If you're talking to your friends about this connection, you need to stop. Stop sharing the connection with your friends. Stop discussing your feelings with them. Stop, just don't share with them anything that's going on. Really keep this connection for yourself, right? Don't spend a lot of time in conversation here, and that's going to help. With the Devil here and the Chariot, I do feel like there's going to be, another thing that's blocking forward movement. Maybe someone is dealing with their feelings in a toxic way, whether it's through drinking too much, or it could be substance abuse of some kind, or some type of behavior that's not healthy, right? It could be like some form of sexual release, something that is, it's where the physical outlet that someone's choosing is not allowing the spiritual to flow. So it's that pain spot where the flesh and the spirit are at odds. Whatever that is, it's blocking this Chariot energy, this forward movement that needs to happen. And that's what's going to sort of lead to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So whatever that feels like for you, look at those areas and try to address that. And that's going to help you big time with getting what you want and getting where you want, okay? So good luck with that. Hello from Ireland. Could I get a little advice from me, please? Oh, sorry. I have a list I'm working from, and we're pretty much shutting it down. But good luck, Nikki. And I wish you the best. That's okay, Joyce. I didn't know. When I'm doing the reading, I appreciate what you're doing, but when I'm doing the reading, usually I like if the person I'm actually reading for comments, that's okay. It's when other people throw comments up. Because a lot of times I'll ask questions or they'll give me like confirmation of something. So, Jason, did you forget me? Yes. What is your question, Stephanie? What is your question, Stephanie? Hi there, newer to your channel. I'm a Libra and wanted any info with my divine masculine who's a Scorpio. Libra Express, welcome. So what I'm doing is what I do is for mini readings, I form a list by donation. People donate to my Cash App, and then we do a list. It's $22.22 donation. I'm still going, but I'm probably about to close it down. So if I don't get to anyone on the list tonight, we're going to be carrying it over to tomorrow night. It's no big deal, Joyce. I understand. Yeah, I figured you didn't mean to do that. Stephanie, did you have a question? Oh, there it is. What does my spiritual team have for me regarding my DM? What is the guidance for Stephanie regarding her DM? And then also Valerie and Gabriella, if you want to put your questions up. Valerie, Gabriella. Oh, wow. A lot happening here, Stephanie. You've got the Hermit card and then the Star card. Two of Cups, overall energy. So the only problem is there is this Three of Swords here. So there's a little bit of broken heart energy in the mix that's slowing down the process. So if you are you or that person is sort of feeling sad or having still sort of connected to the broken heart energy of the past cycle, or if there's a third party here, like a karmic in the mix, that could be a problem. Well, not a problem. I mean, if they're there, they're supposed to be, right? But it's part of the story of why it's kind of going slow here. They're also coming to a crossroad. They've got this Two of Wands here where they're really wanting to move towards you. You guys have the Two of Cups as your overall energy. So this is, the connection's at a place where it's peaking as far as the connection. And you should be feeling really connected to this person, though, in an energetic way. My heart has been broken. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's pretty much the story here. The heartbreak. You know, the good thing if you're on a twin soul connection, you know, that's part of what leads you to the good stuff, is that heartbreak that goes along. Guys, when it comes to like a twin soul, when you go into separation, broken heart, things come up for healing, it's painful, right? But the best thing for all of you and us, really all of us, is to remember, never look back on that stuff as if it's like with regret or like, oh, that was so horrible. Because that's almost like saying it wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, it was. If you are in separation, it was divinely guided. Separation is as divinely guided as union. And so it's important to know that and know that those painful things, there's value and that they are bringing you to a beautiful future. And you have to really say thank you for those things because of what they're actually going to allow to happen in the future. And there's a beautiful connection here. It's strong. It's a strong soul connection. Feels like there's a lot of lessons. I'm not saying it's a karmic soulmate, but there's a lot of lessons here. So, but the thing is, it's important not to label someone a twin soul or whatever. It doesn't really matter because they all feel the same. Like karmic soulmate and twin soul, they feel, not in the experience, but in your heart, like how you care when you meet the person and what you're going through. It's hard to know because love is love, right? Love is love. The experience is different and the knowing and things like that, but the actual love, that's why people confuse twin souls when it turns out to be something else all the time, because love is love. And we all want to, when you love someone, you want it to be important. This is love. It's beautiful, but don't worry about what it's going to be. Don't let yourself get attached to the outcome, because when you get attached to the outcome, that kind of makes it hard to accept the heartbreak of it. They go hand in hand. What's important is to be grateful for the connection, to trust that the connection came into your life for a reason. Therefore, it's going to come back into your life for a reason. Spirit, God, Source does not give us a beautiful soulmate connection like this only to snatch it away forever. Just life doesn't work that way. We don't get that, okay? So this is coming in for you and it's going to come back around. So what you want to do is focus on the separation and how it's leading you to a place. The Hermit card is a Virgo card, and it's a card of being a leader. It's a card that allows this person or you to go through this isolation period and come out of it able to shine your light and light the way. For you, it's letting you come out of this period now while they're going through this massive transformation. And that transformation is what's going to allow them to make the right choice and to be able to, this is that star card is Aquarius energy, the water bearer. They've got to be capable of bearing that emotion. That water is the emotion. They've got to be capable of bearing their emotions in an honest way to you in the future, in a way that they really have never quite been able to do. A lot of the heartache in this feels one-sided in the past, like it was more your heartache than theirs. But the connection is mutual, right? With the Two of Cups, that means it's mutual. So I think part of the reason that you went through a lot more heartache than they did may have been that they weren't allowing themselves to feel it. They were going into something else. And again, if there is like a third party or something, that's part of what the Three of Swords could be. But they're ready to come in after that star card to this Two of Wands, which is about making a choice, choosing a path, and that path has you written all over it with the Two of Cups here as an overall energy. So far this looks and feels really good. Gosh, I don't think I've had one person tonight where the outcome was bad. That's really rare, guys. If you watch my readings, I mean, I tell it like it is. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. And I think we've had pretty much good outcomes for everyone tonight. This is great. Kind of on a record. I don't want to jinx anybody, but so far so good. But yeah, it looks good for you. All right, yeah, Jay Renee, I'm going to do Valerie, and then I'll come back to you. And where's Gabriella? Did I already do Gabriella? I thought I asked. I don't know. There you are. Valerie. Yeah, guys, whoever sent the 2222, thank you, but we don't take it on, we don't do 2222 via Super Chat here. So I appreciate it, but. Uh-oh, guys, my phone's about to die. Anyone that donated, I may have to either refund you on Cash App, or I may have to, I'm going to continue tomorrow, so if you want to just carry over and be at the top of the list tomorrow, guys, let me know. But I'm going to see what I can get done in the next couple minutes. Valerie, your Aries is very, very conflicted. This person is, on the one hand, this is crazy. On the one hand, the energy is Knight of Cups, like wanting to offer you love, wanting to really express. So I feel like as far as conversing or talking about what's going on in this, there's a need and a desire to express a lot of love, a lot of emotion, and they want to really let you know, like, hey, this is how I feel. But I don't know if they're going to do that when you talk, because there's so much conflicted energy here. There's the Two of Swords, King of Pentacles, like, I want to be your rock. I really want to be that. For an Aries to have the King of Pentacles for you, that person really wants to, like, be someone you can rely on. Be someone that you feel connected to and that you feel will be there for you. This person, though, also is the Five of Wands. That's like the tug of war in their head. They don't know what to do. They also have the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Such interesting energy. That's probably a lot of it. You say he's considering a divorce. What time tomorrow? Guys, tomorrow I'll be on at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, 9 p.m. Anyone who's donated, Karen, I'll go ahead and put you on for tomorrow night because of the 22, because you didn't know. But guys, don't just never expect, like, if you can't, wait until I tell you, like, okay, we'll do this, or okay, we'll do that. Because YouTube takes almost 40% of every donation you guys put on Super Chat. So it's not really worth it for me a lot of times. I allow Super Chat, but I don't take like payments for readings that way. Okay. Valerie, what's so funny here is it just feels, again, it's almost like, I know he's an Aries, but it's like a Gemini energy. It's like just so hot, cold. So like this is, okay. Knight of Cups is the overall. So this person wants to offer you love. That's first and foremost. They want to offer you love. But there's just a lot of conflict after that. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a good conversation. I feel like it's going to be a progressive conversation, and it's going to lead you to a place you want to go. But this person, because they're going through a divorce, I think a lot of their energy is selfish right now. So when someone's kind of in a selfish energy, they're not ready, like even if someone's a twin soul, if they're coming out of another relationship, sometimes it's good to just be kind of like friends and maybe just casually try. It's hard to keep it casual when someone's a twin soul, right? It's hard. But if they're coming out of something else, sometimes you need to try to just be friends, right? Because they're just not ready to be loving and selfless in the way that they want to. And they want to be that way with you. If that's that kind of relationship, they don't want to be selfish with you, right? But it kind of just happens when you're coming out of something that's difficult. It's like a divorce or a breakup. It's kind of hard not to be a little selfish, right? And a little bit difficult. So that's what I kind of get. There's a desire to be very much like a provider almost for you. But the desire and the action are not going hand in hand. This person's just kind of really conflicted and all over the board. So I think it's going to be a productive conversation. Turn your expectations from a 10 to a 0, or maybe even a -1 on the expectations chart, okay? -1, and you'll be okay. Jay Renee was asking, good luck, Val. Jay Renee, and then Gabriella, my sons are growing spiritually. I don't know want to hover over them. However, I didn't see questions for either one of you, Jay Renee or Gabriella. My sons are growing spiritually. I don't want to hover over them, however. Jay Renee, I just sent Cash App. Just let me know. I'm good either way. Do you guys want to be refunded, or do you want to just be pushed over to tomorrow night? Because my phone's actually about to die and I don't want to risk it. Anyone who I didn't get to, do you want a refund, or do you want to start tomorrow night at 9 o'clock with me? Sorry, guys. Which do you prefer? Yeah, I'll be on at 9 tomorrow night. So it'll be Gabriella. You and Jay Renee would be at the top of the list. I'm sorry I didn't get. You'll probably get a better reading tomorrow night anyway because I'll be fresh. So I mean, I'm gonna do some personals during the day, but I'll be fresh tomorrow night. Good luck, Valerie. I want to hear about that conversation too. You're welcome, Karen. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, you guys. So tomorrow night at 9, I'll just put you 3 at the top of the list. You're welcome, Chrisanne. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. So tomorrow night, I've got Gabriella, Jay Renee, and Karen. We're going to throw you 3 at the top of the list, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Anyone else, if you watch the replay, if you want to get on the list for tomorrow night and go ahead and make sure you're toward the top, just send your donation in between now and then so that because if you do it ahead of time, you're better off. So you don't have to wait as long. Good night, Scott. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Have a happy Friday night. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the love. You guys behave. Love you guys too. Bye, guys.